Ladies and gentlemen, heels and heelettes, welcome back to another episode of Blunt Impact. I am your boy Chris G, along with my tag team partner, the three-time baby-making champion of the world. This is Ness. We are the Pot Heels, and we are joined by our co-host, Mary Jane. Ness, how you feeling today?
I'm already feeling nice, good brother. No Mary Jane in attendance for me because I ate it. Quick plug. Shout out to the upper room. I had an edible. Feeling great. Been feeling great for the past couple hours, actually.
Man, you don't necessarily have to smoke here on Blunt Impact. You could also digest it however you want to do. We will be smoking, of course, though. We're also going to be covering the June 24th episode of Impact Wrestling. Not a lot of action, some decent matches. There's one really good match, I would say, but just a lot of story advancement, a lot of story furthering, which is always a good thing. Not a bad episode that we're gonna get into. But before we get into it, we gotta remind everybody at home, please hit those thumbs up, like this video, share this video. I don't care who you share it with. They don't speak English. There's subtitles, whatever language you like. Comment. Let us know what we missed, what we didn't miss, what you like, what you didn't like. If you don't even like Impact, just tell us in the comments. Why not? Then, of course, you have to hit that subscribe button. Join the True Heel Heat family. We are here. We're welcoming arms. And hit that bell. Hit that notification bell. You know, every time we drop a video, I want you guys to be on top of it. We usually drop some good shit. We also drop good shit live. So it's important to hit that bell. You never know when we'll be going live. That's, since you're ready already, we are not. Would you do the honors of counting us down while me and the good folks at home light our Mary Jane?
No problem. I sure will. Drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Thank you for that. We are going to start this show off with the recently fired Don Callis. And he comes strolling in with Kenny by God Omega, the world's Impact champion, or Impact World Champion, rather. And Don Callis is not on the list. He's not an EVP no more. The guy asks us, who are you? Who am I? I'm only the invisible hand. I'm only the guy that put AEW together. I'm only the guy that saved this company. I'm only the 5-time Canadian heavyweight champion of the world. So he goes wherever Kenny goes. Do you need to know who I am now? Nope, you're good. Security lets him through. Kenny drops a capiche. It's always nice. We see Johnny Dreamer, who fired Don Callis last week. We get an interview. Scott D'Amore interrupts him. But he wants to thank Dreamer for making the hard decision around here. He understands that Scott basically put his friendship in front of business. He won't do it again. But Dreamer says he needs to stick around. He's going to be a consultant from Anthem to oversee Scott D'Amore to make sure some of these shenanigans don't keep happening. Then, of course, we get Don Callis. He's interacting with Tommy Dreamer backstage. No hard feelings. You know, he says Dreamer's broken down, and this is a good role for him. You know, get out of the ring. You're unsafe to yourself and others. And he has an idea. He has his own team, Team Callis, which is Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. And maybe Tommy Dreamer should get his own team. Maybe they should have a Callis versus Dreamer, a Team Dreamer match next week. So Tommy's on the hunt for a team. And he finds Sami Callihan backstage, trying to convince him to join the team since he's been doing good lately. Moose just happens to walk by, goes into the mic, says, I'm in, walks away. Sammy's down, but who's the third man? They'll wait for him to find out, which we find out later on is going to be Chris Sabin, who had some beef with Moose last week. So it will be Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers taking on Team Dreamer next week, which is Moose, Sami Callihan, and Chris Sabin. How'd you like this continuation of not Don Callis the EVP, but Don Callis the Invisible Hand officially? And prediction For next week's match, I'm going to say Kenny and the Good Brothers win.
Oh yeah, definitely Kenny and the Good Brothers win. I don't think Saban and Moose will be able to gel together. We'll just further along that storyline between them. But yeah, all this is all good all around. Now we're gonna get, if he could get any worse, which he definitely can and will, another level of heelosity. If that's not a word, I'm trademarking it right here on this show. Out of Don Callis, clearly this stooge knows who Don Callis is. Hey, you're not on the list. When he used to tell other people they weren't on the list for Don Callis and Kenny Omega, which that just made it even more funny. And then he was just like, I'm only the guy that gave you Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho at the Tokyo Dome. He's just running down the list of things that he's done and just bigging himself up. It was just great. And Kenny's just like, man, I'm sorry that you even have to explain who you are. He should already know, which the guy knew, but he just had to get ridiculed real quick. And then as the show goes on, Don Callis is just healing it up even more, telling Tommy Dreamer that, no, you want to keep wrestling and everything, but maybe you should just be the corporate guy, get yourself out of the ring. I don't have to end your career now. He threw that there in there at the last, one of the last comments they had, they were interacting with each other. So this Team Callis versus Team Dreamer, he wants to be the final nail in the coffin of Tommy Dreamer. It's gonna work out, possibly, again, because Moose and Chris Sabin, I don't see them gelling together or winning. I think they're going to be the deciding factor in this match. But yeah, this is just something pretty much to further Callis into regaining some traction in this whole storyline of him being fired. So that's gonna work out pretty well for him, Kenny, and the Good Brothers.
Next up, we got a nice little match between Rosemary and Kiera Hogan. I like D'Lo Brown mentioning the name on the trash bag. He said, "What's up with the name on the trash bag from last week?" Which of course was a trash bag that said Mickey. Teasing. Maybe we will get a Mickey James appearance. We'll see. But solid match. Kiera trying to get away from Rosemary because she's creepy, but Rosemary's just too strong. Hits a few good power moves. Tasha gets involved. As she gets involved, Kiera Hogan starts healing it up a little bit. Tasha, so talking shit, gets a nice little headlock while the ref is distracted, posing and shit. Until Havoc comes out. She comes to even it out. Tasha stops with the interfering. Hogan dominates for a little bit, but then it turns into a little bit of a back and forth, and then Rosemary eventually hits her finisher for the win. And I like this. I like them setting up this tag team match, basically. It was a solid singles match, but I can't wait to the tag team match. So good. I don't know, something about Rosemary and Havoc that we haven't seen before kind of intrigues me. So hope they don't let me down. But what'd you think about this?
Yeah, this definitely was a good match for the fact that, Rosemary tried to go at it alone for the time being. Her and Havoc having that mutual respect for each other, but it wasn't like official up until this point where, Havoc had the issues with her former tag team partner in Nevaeh. She was like, "Oh, you're the reason why I keep losing," things of that nature. Havoc's been in obscurity for a little while following that breakup. Then she tried to go after the Knockouts Championship. Wasn't too successful in that, having to face off against Rosemary. But that's where, that mutual respect came from, and they formed a little alliance. So now she has that respect, has that understanding with her, comes out to like have her back, because for the most part during this match, she was doing all right until Tasha Steelz was getting involved in the match. So it just ended up being Kiera Hogan's match after a while. Then Havoc comes out, puts an end to the interference from Tasha Steelz, makes it an even playing field, and then Rosemary goes on to get the victory. So if Havoc and Rosemary go on to be tag team champions in the Knockouts, I wouldn't mind it. That's a nice little combination. I like to see how they work, or even if they don't become knockouts tag team championships. I want to see, if Havoc will fully undergo like the decay, redesigning and things. I think that'll be a great, I think that'll be a great look for the both of them, especially like Havoc. She kind of just fits with the decay gimmick and concept. So I would love for her to actually like be an official member of the team.
I didn't even think about that. That would be cool to see Havoc kind of transform into a
Yeah, she's
decayed
pretty much
version of
already
herself.
there.
Yeah, it's just minor tweaks here and there to her
Yeah.
presentation, but that would be pretty cool. Speaking of alliances, we have to talk about one that is no longer, and it is Susan. And she's taking on Deonna Purrazzo because she's pissed at Deonna, so she is taking on the champ in a non-title match. Susan's out with Kimberly, of course. Deonna dismissed them last week. She's sick of their shit. I don't want you guys around me. Decent match. A little too long for me, but we start off by Susan saying, "Professional wrestle me right now," in the middle of the ring.
Put that on a shirt, pal.
Yeah, put that on a shirt. What can I say besides Susan basically gets beat down for most of the match? Deonna just hitting her technical prowess, just putting her technical will upon Susan at any given moment. But Susan hits a nice superplex, but as she hits it, Deonna reverses it into the armbar for the tap. She won't let go. Kimberly gets in the ring. She breaks it up. Deonna shoves her. There's a little tension between them, and she leaves. I, for one, kind of wouldn't mind seeing Kimberly as a fresh opponent for Deonna because they never faced off in Impact. Shit, ever since Deonna's been here, and Kimberly for that matter, they've been together. So,
Standing, if I'm correct, I believe the whole fact that Kimberly was by Deonna's side was to eventually get a title shot as she was knockouts champion. It never came around. She never gave her that shot. But now that they're at odds, and Deonna's just like, oh, you can't touch me. Like you're not worthy of my time. You're not worthy to even be around me and things like that. I think Kimberly would be a nice matchup, nice little feud. There's definitely a story behind there. There's history of them just being these super duper heels in the knockouts division. Kimberly pretty much doing everything that Deonna wanted her to do, was at her becking for pretty much at like both title runs. And like now she's just like, oh, I'm too good. I don't need your help. We'll see how good Deonna really is. That's a nice little baby face turn in the making for Kimberly if they go that route. I don't really see much of a baby face for a Susan character because how Karens, those type of individuals aren't really being rooted as the good guys or the heroes or the good ladies, so to speak. But it works out much better for Kimberly because she's showing so much more emotion and being more sympathetic. You kind of feel for her because she just wants to be on the good graces with Deonna and just wants everything to go back to being normal. But Deonna's like, nah, I'm over it. I'm sick of your shit. So this is what you get now. Like it's two middle fingers to Kimberly and Susan. So it's just time for Susan. I'm sorry. It's time for Kimberly to shut up, put up or shut up.
hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we see something good out of this. I have a good feeling about where they're going with this. We've been asking for 4 weeks.
Yes.
And finally, we get the return to Swingers Palace, Daddy. We go inside the casino, the underground casino, of course, and we see TJP and Fallout Bar gambling. What a fucking surprise. Bar needs a loan. TJP warns him, I'm getting tired of this shit. You better get it together, bro. Rich Swann and Willie Mack arrive and they're hyped. Oh, we're finally in the palace, baby. Willie Mack ready to, turn it up on the table. Hold on there, Willie Mark. Johnny Swinger with his fucking shenanigans, of course. Willie Mark calls him a bootleg Magnum TA. But they're ready to get on the table, and Mac came to make some money. Swan wants to compare shoes. He puts his feet up on the table. Swinger don't let nobody put up his feet on the table. Nobody, not even Johnny Bravo. And Johnny Bravo got the heat. But Rich Swann puts his feet on the table anyway. He got the pink joints. They look good. But Bravo got he got the cheetah wingtips.
Fire.
And he got the socks to match. Swan, get your fucking leg off the table. One time, Daddy. They thought the teams were broken up. TJP and Fallah Bah asked, "You guys still a team?" I mean, Rich Swann has only been, he only had his back broken, his neck broken, his ankle broken, his Achilles torn, and an Impact World Championship run. How about you guys? TJP, well, he was only the X Division champion and just putting out constant bangers, in his words. Putting out constant bangers every week. Fallah Bah was addicted to gambling and homeless. He said it with a smile. You gotta love the perseverance. He's overcome that. Yeah. Maybe not the addiction part, but I'm pretty sure he's not homeless anymore. But Swan wants a title shot at the tag team champions with Willie Mack. So does TJP and Fallah Bah. So this sets up a match for next week. Quick prediction. I say Willie Mack and Rich Swann win this match. Swingers Palace. It was great to see you come back.
Yes.
And Senor Hernandaddy, of course. Ready to bounce whoever needs to be bounced. Ness, how'd you feel about the return of Swingers Palace?
First of all, once I heard that theme music, my face lit up with joy. Yes, the return of Swingers Palace. And it wasn't even bad. Like it was very entertaining, as always. So like that was twice the joy and the enjoyment for me. It's back and it was actually good. Then return it was some bullshit. But TJP and Fallah Bah, they're mainstays in Swingers Palace. Fallah Bah's, again, just addicted to gambling. He'll never learn. Got another loan from TJP. Kind of took some back because he made some stupid ass comments. But that's neither here nor there. Fallah Bah, he'll learn one of these days. The addition of Willie Mark and Rich Swann, who came in there with the drip, looking very fresh. I like that these guys got back to now they're going to be a tag team, like again officially throwing themselves in the tag team division, which is pretty good. Swann, he had his run at the top, was Impact World Champion. Now he's going back to being like on the side of his best friend. It was just like, yeah, I had my time. I was doing my own thing. Willie was doing his own thing, and now we're back together. We're gonna be official. I would very much so rather see them go after the tag team titles or get a tag team title shot instead of Fallah Bah and TJP, just because I'm a huge fan of both of these guys. But I think the match is going to be very good. The comparing of the shoes was great as well. Man, Johnny Bravo got that shit. Man, he had that shit on those cheetah print wingtips. I might have to get me a pair. I gotta call drunk guy JJ. He the sneaker plug, so he might be able to plug me in with some cheetah print wingtips. I don't know. I gotta test it out. See if I can get them Jones. Them shits is nice.
I'll take the pink joints that Rich Swann had. Why not? Next up, we got a Chris Bay interview. They asked him why didn't he come out last week, and we kind of thought that too.
Yeah, we
but
did.
now we get a reason, and he just wanted to mind his own business. Like he don't need a beef with nobody going into this X Division Ultimate X match. Oh, excuse me, Mary Jane's kicking my ass. Trey Miguel and PD cut, and they're trying to recruit. You got to pick a side before a side picks you. They tell you that at McDonald's when they're trying to rush you. Raju. Rohit Raju and Shera, they have a match against Trey and Petey next. Not a bad match. It was a back and forth match until Shera comes in. overpowers these guys. Cut to a commercial break, and then cut to Raju dominating the match. Trey gets a nice hot tag. Trade spots for Rohit Raju until he tags in Petey Williams. But then Ace Austin and Madman appear, and they're just watching the match. Nothing crazy. He goes for a Canadian Destroyer, but he peeps Ace, gets distracted. Raju capitalizes off of this, hits a nice move, and he gets the win. After this, all the heels basically beat down these guys. Josh Alexander comes, tries to make the save, but to no avail. And while they're having a crazy brawl in the ring, Chris Bay comes halfway, sees that everybody's beating each other up, decides to pull out his phone and start vlogging. I loved it. Can't even be mad at the guy. Got a couple likes probably, maybe a few thousand likes. But I like how they're keeping this interesting with fucking more than 6 guys actually. Because I think there's five or six guys in the match, or 5 guys in the match. But then you got the extra guys. So it's like, this shit is going to be built up for destruction. I love every second of it. How'd you feel about this?
Yeah, the match was decent. I'm more interested and worried about like a potential Chris Bay face turn. You know, I think that's going to be a great thing for him because he's already talented in ring and like he has his character down. It's just going to be a different dynamic seeing him be a face because he definitely has that cocky ass heel persona going for him. The last time we seen him putting that in, he was like pretty much trying to instigate between who was it? I'm trying to remember. I think it was it Petey Williams and Josh Alexander, or I forgot who it was, but like he was a pretty much an asshole trying to instigate, you know, between the guys. But now he's just like, yo, I'm out of my business. And I can't even be mad at that, honestly, because he's just like, look, if I go out there and help these guys, other guys will jump me. I go out there and help the other guys will fuck me up. So, like, I'm just going to mind my business and do what I got to do, you know, when it comes down to it. But I think it's going to lead to that because Ace Austin, Madman Fulton, Rohit Raju, and Shera are just going to be like, look, man, like you said, you got to pick a side or a side's going to choose you. And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, Ultimate X, there can only be one. And he's just definitely one at the top of the X division as far as talent goes. So he's definitely a threat to those guys being able to win, and they're going to want to take him out. So I think that's when it's going to come down to him, you know, finally making a decision. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm just ready, man. I'm just ready for this match. We haven't seen Ultimate X in so damn long, and you know, if this all is revolving around a Chris Bay face turn and possibly getting the X Division title, I'm here for it. I know you're here for it. So I'm just waiting for it to happen at this point.
Next up, we got Rachel Ellering in the ring, and she's talking about when she won the titles with Jordan, and she wants to address things with her. So Jordan comes out. She wants to work through this. Winning the titles was one of the proudest moments of her life. But she hates being pushed into positivity when things aren't really looking so good. And she feels like she was doing that to Jordan. So she apologizes for it. Okay. She starts mentioning, you know, the other female superstars. She mentions Tenille. Trigger. Grace gets pissed. Jordan's sick of it. She did shit before Rachel even got here. She's competed in the X Division. She's been Knockout Championship already. Like, you got to understand who she is. Like, everybody got to remember who the fuck Jordan Grace is, right? I'm going to try to say this with a straight face because I've been dying to say this. Rachel Ellering starts, you know, trying to talk her down. You know, Jazz put us together for this, you know, blah, blah, blah. She mentions Tenille again. Jordan Grace channels her Samuel L. Jackson. Say it again. Say it one more. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say it to me one more goddamn time.
Yo, that was on point. That's exactly how she was coming to. Oh, man.
A double dare. and she'll drop her right where she stands. She'll knock her head on something around those lines. I just got Samuel Jackson Pulp Fiction flashbacks. I couldn't wait to pull that out. Jazz comes out. She intervenes. She says, Grace got to chill. She thinks her ego's getting in the way. Then Rachel steps in. She says, listen, it's a tag team. It's not all on her. It's on me too, but I'm willing to work through it. Jazz says the ball's in your court. And Jordan's like, I need some time. She don't know what to do. She's like a confused teenager. She doesn't know what she wants to try. So she leaves. But out comes Caleb and Tennille. Tennille's like, this is kind of embarrassing. Like, she doesn't want to tag with you, but I'm still here. You know, we could still be a tag. We got shirts. We got all this. Rachel tells her no. She should have just told her no in Spanish, but she told her in 17 other ways. It would have been nice. She could have said it in Spanish. She gives her a hell no. She challenges to a rematch with no Caleb. She tries to attack Rachel, but to no avail. Caleb tries to get in between, but Jazz hits him with a couple shots. They run off. Looks like we're going to get that match next week. This was good babyface shit by Rachel Ellery. And I like the teasing of the flip of the switch by Jordan Grace. I want it to happen already, but fuck it. This was a good way to keep dragging it. Lately, it's been feel like it's dragging it, but this felt meaningful, so I like this one. How'd you feel about this?
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with the whole like they're kind of like dragging it. It just seems like every week Jordan just gets further and further on the other end of the spectrum as far as not being on the same page as Rachel. And Rachel's just like so compassionate, you know, she's just trying to get Jordan to understand like she gets where she's coming from. She even said like how she was just in a dark spot before she got the impact, before she started tagging with Jordan. And, you know, she was like just showered with positivity and said that she was being pushed into a pool of positivity that she felt. And, you know, just being in a dark space, you don't always want to think of the good. And like when everybody's pretty much forcing you to be happy, and if, you know, you're not feeling that way yourself, it's not going to work. You know, it's doing more harm than good. So she was pretty much just trying to get Jordan to understand where like she understands why and how she feels that way. But then I don't know what it is, man. Trigger me timbers. Because whenever she would mention Tennille, Jordan would just go the fuck off and just start snapping. It was like getting bad to the point where she threatens her, I guess, former tag team partner at this point, because I don't even think that she wants to continue tagging, or she's just not sure if she wants to continue tagging with her. I think having Jazz come out was a nice touch to the story, because she's the one that got them together. You know, she was like, she knew that they were going to be a great team together before they even actually had their first match. You know, and Jazz going out of her way to do this kind of, it just adds to the story as well. Maybe Jordan takes her frustration out on Jazz too at some point. Who knows? But one thing that I thought didn't make sense, but I guess it might in the long run, is she leaves, then Tennille comes out right after. Wouldn't you have to walk past this person? Like just how quick that happened? Or if Tennille is the problem, you should have just ran back and kicked her ass. But again, at the end of the day, that might be who, you know, Jordan aligns herself with at the end of the day. We'll see, because this pretty much, this story is revolving around Jordan doubting herself. And I can see her coming out like, oh, I don't need to doubt me. It's all about me, you know, and that'll be like the same mindset that Tennille has whenever, you know, if that's the way they go with it, who knows? Because stranger things has happened. We could be expecting the Jordan heel turn, and then eventually Rachel is just like, all right, I'm sick of this shit, trying to be your friend, and you just give me an attitude every week, and, you know, just talking about how you're so great because Jordan's run down her accolades. I did all this type of shit before you even had your first match here. You know, that's kind of disrespectful. I'm pouring my heart out to you as a friend, as a partner.
But before we get into the main event, not much to get into. Everything really tied well in together in this episode. But we get Brian Myers. He comes out with Sam Beal because it's Sam Beal versus Jake something. And He gives him his own entrance mask. So he gets his mask, and during his entrance, he keeps looking at Myers and asking him for his approval. Thumbs up. Myers telling him he's doing great, doing great. Stupid little pose on top. Pulls out his notebook out of his waist, starts writing notes. I thought it was funny. But he basically gets squashed by Jake something. And Myers gets on the mic afterwards. He says, "Don't blame yourself. Blame Jake something." I forgot who tried to cheat. It was either Sam or Brian Myers brought in a chair. But
it was Myers.
Myers. And then Myers tried to say that Jake something was the one who brought in the chairs. So they're just furthering that storyline. They're going to have a feud eventually, or a match eventually. I like the Sam Beal protege shit. I don't know why, but it's kind of growing on me.
It's the pairing between him and Brian Myers. They got good chemistry together in the short time that they've been together. Sam Beal just being that, he's like a sponge, you know. He's trying to soak up the knowledge of the veteran from the veteran knowledge from Brian Myers. And kid got charisma, honestly. He's entertaining. So that plays a major part in it too, because he could just be this boring ass guy that's in this role, but he's making it work for him.
Yeah, he got like this fucking afro perm. This shit is afro mullet perm. This shit is funny. He's unique though. He got a unique look. In the main event, we get Eddie Edwards, Satoshi Kojima taking on Violent by Design for the Tag Team Championships. But before we get to the match, backstage, you see Eddie and Kojima chopping it up with Rich Swann and Willie Mack. They say they want next after Kojima and Eddie win the Tag Team Championships. But we get to the match. The members of Violent by Design that will be representing the team are Cody Deaner and Joe Doran, which is a good mix. That was a mix I was looking forward to see. Fun ass match. That's the only way I could really describe this. We get the early commercial break out of the way, but then the faces are working good together. Eventually, the heels get the upper hand. Joe Doran looking dominant throughout the match. We get an eventual hot tag to Eddie Edwards. I like the simultaneous dives from to the outside. Satoshi Kojima did a little leap, leap vault, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then Eddie Edwards, of course, a suicide dive. Cool shit. We get another commercial break, but then we come back and Eddie's dominating Cody Deaner. We get a Rhino distraction, and then finally the heels start capitalizing again. So Kojima gets the hot tag. And then we get the double spam chops in the corner. Got him in the corner. Kojima cutter and a super kick special almost hits the Boston knee party to get the win. But when he goes, Eddie Edwards, of course, goes to hit it on Joe Doran. Joe Doran picks him up, hits the Revolution Bomb for the win. 1, 2, 3 to retain the tag team titles. Started off kind of slow, but just built up. It was a well-built match. And then when it turned up, it was like, damn, I thought these guys almost had a chance. I was like, shit, they might actually pull it off, but nope, they didn't. But yeah, caps off a good episode of Impact Wrestling. How'd you feel about this main event?
Yeah, this is a great match too. A lot of back and forth action, and just like you said, it made you think that Kojima and Eddie Edwards actually had a chance to be the next Impact Tag Team Champions. You know, like they went out there, they showed up that they could hang with Violent by Design, but the numbers game got too much for him with Rhino being interjected in the match. And then just Joe Doran's just a beast on his own. He's like 3 or 4 people to put together in one. So they weren't gonna overpower that. But again, it was a nice try. It was a nice showing. You know, these guys, they went out there and left everything in the ring. You know, you can't be mad at that. But this was a definitely needed win for Violent by Design. Guys, now they're looking strong. You know, for whoever is going to try to take a shot at their titles. You know, they're going to go into that match looking dominant at this point after defeating one legend and soon to be legend or eventual legend in Eddie Edwards, and then the legend in Kojima, Satoshi Kojima, So it's like by designs looking like they're at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at that. They look like a very dominant faction from day one. Just keep the momentum going. You need a stable like this, especially a heel stable like this, because then you always get that question: who's gonna take them down? And then when you get somebody or a group of guys that do take them down, feels big. And it's important. It's been a long time since Impact has built up a faction this way, so it's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to see. I'm glad I enjoyed this episode of Impact, even though it wasn't crazy action. That main event made up for everything, action wise. It fulfilled my thirst.
and we got another episode of Swingers Palace. So,
that's it. That's an A. You get an A for right there, just for bringing Swingers Palace. Ness, where can we find you at?
You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at skinny__Kravitz. Right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. One half of Fusion of Honor with my man Stag King, the man of 1,004 numbers, where we review MLW Fusion and Ring of Honor. Catch me right here on Blunt Impact and Jersey Jabronis with my man Chris G, where we review Impact Wrestling. You can also catch me on NX3 with, once again, Chris G, and RAC with my man Anthony Colon, where we review WWE NXT. Catch me on the Roundtables, the Roundtable Rebel. And when we come back from our break, which will be soon, you can hear my illustrious voice on True Toxicity.
You can find me at True Hill Chris G. Of course, right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Blunt Impact, NX3, Joints and Jabronis with my man, the 3-time baby making champion Ness. Of course, our good brother Romeo Anthony Colon. You could also find us on Roundtable specials and True Toxicity when we do come back. So, for the wait. Before we do that, I gotta remind you guys, please, once again, hit those thumbs up. Share this video. Comment on this video. Let us know if we missed anything. I doubt it. Let us know if you liked anything, if you didn't like anything. Put it all in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Stay with us. So for the 3-time baby making champion Ness, for our co-host Mary Jane, I am higher than some ceiling dirt right now. I'm Chris G. I'll catch you next week. Peace. Oh man, those last like 5 minutes were a struggle.